Part 1. The night shift begins. Int. North Star Logistics Warehouse, night. The hum of fluorescent lights fills the vast empty space. Racks of boxed goods stretch into shadow. Somewhere far down the hall, a single flickering bulb buzzes like an insect caught in amber. Jack Harper, 35, walks into frame, wearing a faded security jacket. His face is pale, eyes bloodshot, beard untrimmed. He looks into the security camera above the entrance and mutters, "Jack." Dryly. "Let's make it through another shift, yeah?" He punches in his ID card. The machine beeps once, then twice, almost uncertain. Narration, Jack's recorded log, found footage tone. October 31, 2025. North Star Logistics, outskirts of Manchester. I shouldn't have taken the night shift. But it's the only place that doesn't ask too many questions. And the walls don't talk back, yet. Jack walks down the main corridor, flashlight beam cutting through the darkness. The storm outside howls through the broken window panels near the loading docks. He stops at a rusted sign still bolted to the wall beneath layers of paint. Dusk Pines Shopping Center, closed 1995. His breath fogs. The air here feels wrong, too warm, like a fever. He adjusts his walkie-talkie. Static whispers back a single child's giggle before cutting out. Int. Security room, 11:14 p.m. Rows of old CRT monitors show grainy black and white feeds of corridors, cold storage, and the empty car park. Jack sits, sipping cheap whiskey from a flask, staring at the screens. One camera glitches, camera 09, the freezer wing. A blur crosses the hall. He rewinds. Frame by frame, a figure without a head, running. No blood. Just motion, impossibly fast. He exhales, half laughing. Jack. Christ, probably a reflection. But the monitor hisses again. A drip lands on his desk. He looks up, the ceiling vent is bleeding. Dark red streaks snake down the metal grill. Found footage clip, posted to Reddit. Art Night Shift Horrors. You'd Jack H_88, 1 week ago. I used to see dead men burn. But this, it's alive. It breathes behind the drywall. The post goes mostly ignored, 14 upvotes, 2 comments calling him drunk. Int. Loading bay, night. Jack walks the length of the bay with his flashlight. The echo of his boots sounds offbeat, as if someone walks just behind him. He spins around, nothing. He checks the steel doors, triple locked, 500 kilograms each. He pushes. They shift open a few inches by themselves, metal groaning. Jack backs away. A faint warm breath escapes from the gap, smelling of wet soil. Morning, day shift arrives. Old Tom enters. 72, wiry, grey-bearded, wearing an old parka and a prosthetic hook in place of his left hand. He hums an old folk tune, something from before the war. Tom. Rough night, Jack? Jack. You could say that. Door tried to open on its own. And the freezer's dripping blood. Tom chuckles softly. Tom. Blood, eh? Nah, that's rust, lad. This place sweats. Ground's bad here, too soft, too alive. He says the last words like he's testing them. Jack frowns. Jack. You've worked here long? Tom. Long enough to know not to stay after midnight. He smiles faintly. You'll learn. Tom walks off toward the maintenance corridor. The hook clinks against his toolbox. Jack watches him go, uneasy. 3 days later, Jack's video log. The screen flickers. Jack looks thinner, eyes ringed with exhaustion. Jack, on camera. Old Tom hasn't come back since Tuesday. Locker's still here. Management says he's on leave, but... He opens the metal locker, camera shaking. Inside. Dozens of small clay totems, rough and hand-shaped, each stained dark red. One has a human finger mold into its chest. He gags. The clay smells sweet, like rot and iron. Behind the row of totems, a note scratched into the metal. Feed it or it wakes hungry. Int. Cold storage, night. Infrared camera footage. The temperature reads -2 degrees Celsius, but Jack's breath fogs as if it's hot. Mold streaks the walls, black veins pulsating faintly, whispering in childish voices. Jack! Jack! Fireman Jack! He raises his phone. The infrared filter shows something crawling across the ceiling, thin limbs, skin like burnt paper. Zoom in, it's old Tom. Or something wearing him. He's muttering in Latin, broken syllables twisting around the word terraspirans, the breathing earth. Int. Security room, later that night. Jack pours half a bottle of whiskey into his coffee. He replays the footage, trembling. Jack, muttering. He's dead. He has to be dead. Lightning flashes outside. The cameras flicker, every feed shows the same frame, a dark forest of pine trees, swaying though they shouldn't exist here. The intercom crackles, a deep, distorted voice. Voice, over speakers. Do you hear it breathing, Jack? Int. Employee rest area, 2:37 a.m. Jack's livestream starts, a shaky handheld feed. Jack Harper, live. Title, There's Something in the Walls of North Star. Viewers, 47. He walks through the corridor, narrating between gulps of breath. The walls ripple like they're made of soft clay. A child's handprint forms beside him, then sinks inward. The chat explodes. Ghost for real, a fake LOL. Uke Firewatch, a bro that's breathing. Ashes to ashes, a run. Suddenly, the power cuts out. Total darkness. The feed turns infrared, grainy red and black. From the far end of the hall, a shape crawls upright. Old Tom's face half split open, whispering. Tom, distorted. Don't let it finish the song. The feed ends. Int. Jack's flat, next morning. Jack wakes up on the couch, still in uniform. Rain hammers the windows. His phone buzzes endlessly, hundreds of Reddit notifications. The top comment reads. We saw it move behind you. What the hell was that thing? He rubs his eyes. Whispers seep through the walls of his apartment. He opens his coat pocket, one of Tom's totems lies inside, pulsing faintly like a heartbeat. Jack drops it into the sink, grabs his lighter, and sets it on fire. It screams, a sound only half human. The flames burn green. Evening, back to North Star. Jack returns, shaking but determined. Rain turns the yard into rivers of mud. He carries a GoPro strapped to his chest and a crowbar in hand. Jack, recording. If Tom's still here, I'll find him. If he's not, I'll find what's left. Lightning silhouettes the massive warehouse, broken windows like a skull's grin. The air hums with static. He steps inside. The floor quakes once, softly, as if the building breathes in. Somewhere deep below, a mechanical heartbeat begins to pulse. The composer stirs. Jack whispers to himself, a mantra, part guilt, part courage. Jack. You let two men die in the fire. Don't let this one live. He raises the camera. The red recording light blinks. Part 2, the live stream and the descent. Extension, North Star Logistics, night, Halloween. The storm has grown monstrous. Sheets of rain slash across the darkened compound. Flashing lights from broken lampposts strobe against the walls like a dying heartbeat. The clock strikes 11:57 p.m. Jack Harper trudges through the flooded yard, soaked and shivering, GoPro fixed to his chest. A second phone in his hand streams live to Dead Malls UK. Viewers, 12,047. Int. Main corridor, live feed POV. Jack Harper 88, live. North Star Logistics, Halloween night. Something's been breathing in this place for weeks. If I disappear, you'll know why. The live chat scrolls faster than the rain outside. Skull Factory, and this is fake but I'm invested. Old_Manchester 94, my uncle worked there in 1992. Dusk Pines used to be below that building. Terror_Spirans, you shouldn't have come back. Jack freezes. That last username flickers, letters rearranging mid-comment, as if typed by something inside the feed itself. Int. Security office, 11:59 p.m. He sets up the camera on a desk. The monitors hum, static and warped shapes move across every screen. For a split second, each camera shows a different decade. Children in 1990s clothes running down a mall corridor. Miners covered in soot, 1940s. Shoppers frozen mid-scream, faces melting into walls. The intercom crackles. Voice, Elias Crow. Composer waits, Jack. You hear its rhythm already. Jack, under breath. Crow. He grabs his flashlight. The light flickers purple, like lightning trapped in glass. Somewhere deep below, a metallic pulse echoes. Midnight Halloween/midnight. Thunder explodes overhead. The power dies, total blackout. The livestream continues in night vision mode. Jack's breathing is harsh and ragged in the MIC. Chat. Ashes to ashes, a run. Blood Orchid, I see someone behind you. Cheshire_at, it's opening doors. The warehouse begins to change. The concrete floor ripples, linoleum tiles from the old mall push through the surface, glistening wet like new skin. Neon lights from long-dead shops flicker alive, at Dusk Pines, welcome back. The storm outside vanishes, replaced by a faint mall intercom melody from 1992, looping endlessly. Thank you for shopping at Dusk Pines. Found footage, camera 1, iStorage. Jack steps into the freezer area. But it's no longer a freezer. The air glows orange, molten hot. Steel pipes twist into furnace vents. Inside, half-melted mannequins twitch, whispering for help. On the wall, a mural of fire engines, burning. A flash of memory hits Jack, at the faces of his dead teammates, screaming from the inferno years ago. Jack, shaking, whispering. It's not real. It's not. A corpse fused with metal crawls out from the vent, dragging a charred helmet. Its voice is his own, echoing back. Corpse Jack. You left us to burn. He swings the crowbar, screaming. The blow shatters the vision, metal splatters like blood. The livestream camera auto-adjusts, red tint now dominates the feed. Viewers spike past 15,000. Int. Service hallway, 0:17 a.m. He stumbles into a corridor lined with black moss, wet and pulsing. Totems embedded in the wall hum faintly, whispering children's laughter. From the ceiling, old Tom drops, alive, or something close to it. His remaining hand clutches a totem bleeding black clay. Tom, hoarse, smiling. You shouldn't have burned it, lad. Now it's starving. Jack. Tom, what the hell did you do? Tom. Fed it. The soil. The old mall. Crow built this place over its bones. He lifts the totem. He called it the composer. Said it eats time itself. Tom's face splits in a smile too wide to be human. Tom, whispering. I cut off my hand so it'd remember me. But it wants color. Yours. He lunges. Jack smashes the totem with his crowbar, black dust explodes into the air, forming hundreds of tiny faces that scream and vanish. Tom collapses, convulsing, eyes rolling white. Then silence. The livestream viewers flood with emojis and panic. _user 123, did he just die? Terror_Spirans, a composer awakes. Int. Central Hall, transformation sequence. The architecture shifts violently. The loading bay twists upward, becoming an atrium. Storefronts bloom out of the walls, melted glass, collapsing escalators, echoes of 1992 shoppers screaming in reverse audio. Jack runs. The ground beneath him becomes a forest floor, pine needles crunching under his boots. A smell of wet sap and blood fills the air. Trees sprout from cracks in the tile, their trunks made of writhing limbs. Bodies hang from the branches, Mia and Ethan, eyes open, whispering. 33 years, Jack, why did you wake it? He aims his flashlight. The beam refracts, multiple versions of Mia and Ethan ripple in and out, glitching like corrupted video. He backs away. His GoPro shows the chat still rolling. Blood orchid, stop moving the camera. Ashes to ashes, is this ARG or real? Terror_spirans, downward. Always downward. Int. Loading shaft, descent. Jack finds a sealed steel door behind a collapsed pillar. Carved into it, an ancient sigil, a black sun inside a mouth. It hums like an engine. The totems on the walls turn their heads toward it. He pushes the door. It opens, not outward, but downward, like a throat opening to swallow. A ladder descends into total darkness. He starts climbing. Jack, recording. If I die here, tell the world Elias Crow is alive. And he built this place as a tomb. At the bottom, his flashlight reveals a theater, hidden underground. Rows of rotting leather seats face a blank screen. Old film reels loop silently, showing home videos from the 90s, kids at dusk pines, smiling, waving. Then the film burns, faces melting into black sludge. Int. Underground theater, the confrontation. From the stage, a spotlight flickers on. Elias Crow, 68, steps forward, dressed in a dark coat and wearing a handcrafted crow mask made of bone and mirror shards. A revolver glints in his hand. Crow. Welcome back, fireman. You smell like guilt. Jack. You did this. You turned this place into hell. Crow. Hell? He laughs, voice echoing like broken glass. Hell is a tool. I built a composer, a machine that sings in decay. It remakes what was lost. Dusk pines, the workers, the children. Perfection through erosion. He gestures to the massive structure behind the stage curtain. The composer, a tower of spinning gears, stone ribs, and pulsating black mass, breathing in time with thunder. Crow. Step inside, Jack. Let it record your fire. Or I'll remove your left eye, as I did to dear Tom. Jack raises the crowbar. His hands shake, PTSD flashbacks flicker in his mind, flames, collapsing beams, screaming voices. He hesitates. Crow fires, bullet grazes his temple. Blood splashes onto a nearby totem. The composer reacts, the machinery growls, sucking in air like a beast tasting blood. Action sequence, the descent into madness. Old Tom bursts from the shadows, body mutilated but alive, clutching a broken pipe. He stabs Crow through the side. Tom, shouting. You can't make art from screams, you bastard. Crow fires again, 3 shots into Tom's chest. Tom collapses, gasping, blood pouring from his mouth. Jack screams and charges. He rams Crow backward into the composer's spinning maw. Electric purple light floods the chamber. Crow's scream echoes as the machine grinds him into dust. The composer roars, gears spinning faster, flesh and metal melting into one. The entire warehouse trembles above. Tom, dying, grabs Jack's wrist. Tom, gurgling. The totem, throw it in, end it. Jack reaches into his pocket, the last clay totem, pulsing black. He throws it into the composer. The explosion is silent. Everything turns white. Post-explosion, found footage POV. Camera shakes violently. Dust and debris swirl. Jack crawls through a collapsing tunnel. Corpses of melted creatures dissolve into puddles. The walls pulse with fading light, as if the building is taking its final breath. Jack, panting. It's over. It's... The ground splits open, the entire warehouse begins to sink into the earth. A vortex of black soil and ash rises into the sky, forming the faint silhouette of a crow's mask before fading. Part 3, The Collapse and Aftermath. Static fills the screen. The sound of rain, distant sirens, a TV hissing white noise. Then, Jack Harper's face appears in the dim motel light. He's bruised, bleeding from his temple, eyes hollow but lucid. Int. Cheap motel room, Liverpool, night. The wallpaper peels. A weak bulb buzzes overhead. Jack sits shirtless, bandaged in places with duct tape and gauze. A half-empty whiskey bottle sits beside a first aid kit. The camera autofocuses as he begins speaking directly to it, not as a livestream now, but a confession. Jack. 2 days since the collapse. They're calling it a sinkhole, said the storm destabilized the ground. No one's buying that. He laughs weakly. North Star's gone. All of it. Warehouse, foundations, the old mall underneath, swallowed whole. He takes a shaky breath. Jack. I got out through the drainage tunnel. Crawled through sludge and bone. When I came up, it was raining black. I think it was dust. Maybe. Crow. He looks at his trembling hand, the veins faintly blackened, as if ink still flows beneath the skin. Cut to flashback footage, damaged. Bodycam footage, distorted, audio fractured. Jack running through collapsing corridors, red light flashing. Behind him, the composer implodes, the sound like 1,000 screams reversed. Then silence. Cut back to motel. Jack. When I was a fireman. Pauses, staring into the lens. I left 2 men inside. We were trapped in a tower block. The floor gave way, I ran. They didn't. They burned alive while I hid behind a wall. He grips the edge of the desk, voice cracking. Jack. That's why I took the job at North Star. Atonement, I guess. Maybe that's why it found me, the thing under there. It feeds on guilt. On what we bury. He glances toward the window. Wind rattles the glass. Thunder rolls, distant but heavy, like something exhaling beneath the earth. Int. Motel bathroom, later. Camera shakily follows Jack. He opens the mirror cabinet. Inside, a small clay totem fragment lies wrapped in a towel. It's faintly pulsing. Jack, whispering. I threw them all in. Every piece. But this one. It followed me. He lifts it with a trembling hand. The reflection in the mirror shows a figure standing behind him, crow's black crow mask, faint and transparent. When he turns, nothing. He stumbles backward, breathing hard. Lightning flashes, the totem pulses like a heart. Jack. No, you died down there. You. The lights go out. Only the GoPro's red recording LED glows in the dark. Cut, static, audio transcript. Unknown voice, distorted, you fed it, fireman. You made it sing. Jack Harper, and no. Ended it. Unknown voice, endings, are just another breath. Static swallows the tape. Extension, Liverpool Motel, dawn. Rain has stopped. Grey skies over the Mersey. A single police car sits outside the motel. Inside, the room is empty, only the GoPro left recording on the table. The bed is unmade. The bathroom mirror is shattered. On the wall above the sink, written in condensation. Terror spirans. Montage, news footage. BBC Northwest tonight, the 3rd of November 2025. Anchor, authorities are still investigating the catastrophic sinkhole near Manchester's North Star logistics facility. The crater spans nearly 200 meters deep. No survivors have been recovered. Aerial drone footage shows a vast hole in the earth, steaming faintly. Rain clouds drift overhead, but one section of dust spirals upward, almost forming the outline of a crow's mask before dispersing. The reporter continues. Locals claim to hear breathing air sounds near the site at night. Officials attribute this to unstable caverns releasing trapped gases. Cut to commercial. Int. Unknown location, computer screen recording, A desktop interface appears. Username, Asera1992_mod. Subreddit, r/Deadmalls UK. A new post draft opens. Title, The North Star Collapse, Final Shift Footage, Recovered. Posted by, Asera_1992. Some of you remember the Halloween livestream from user JackHarper88. We thought it was an ARG, until the crater. I was one of the missing kids from Dusk Pines, 1992. I survived because I hid in the cinema basement. I heard them singing through the walls, the soil moving, whispering. It never stopped. Not even after they sealed them all. 2 days ago, I found fragments of his GoPro feed floating in the Reddit data cache. I've cleaned and uploaded them here. Watch if you must.